And then I had a student who's looking for theirs, and they got it.
We're missing two.
I think Utah was we do kind of.
I'm also like,
Bring a good sense.
wow. Yeah, I know. Good. Yeah, they're excited to have that so much. Oh, yeah, my
is. Wait, it is? So, no matter, so ask us, and then the story changes?
Emmy, have you ever read a Choose Your Own Adventure book?
Yes, I have. I always fail at them.
That's basically your book.
Mom, I'll fail at it.
It's going to be okay. No, even though it changes.
Zach wants wrong. One time at my cousin Zach's, you know Zach? Sometimes the truth are survivors.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. While we're doing a sound check for you, I think we're doing really good in person. We're actually also doing a sound check for those who are streaming. We have people who already found the stream, and what that means, I need you to not be shy, everybody. I can tell you're streaming, but in the comments, I need you to let me know about the sound, because otherwise, you may not get the full experience. And we want you to have the full experience, right, everybody? Yeah. We want the full experience. So I'm just testing it. I know that there's a little bit of a delay in timing. So I'll just la-di-da, doing a sound check opera style. No, I've never studied that, so I can't say that.
I love it. It was great.
Yeah, thank you. I try. All right, I'm gonna check it out. We're gonna see if the sound is working, and make sure you say something. Otherwise, some of you, if you happen to have my text number, then you can always text me. Otherwise, you're just gonna have to put it in the YouTube chat. All right, let's find out.
No one's commented yet. So.
All right, they tend to be shy, but usually one person does it for the group.
How many people are watching?
Oh, there's quite a delay.
How many people are watching the live stream?
During the entire
All right, I was double checking. Yes, we have shy streamers, everybody. Oh dear. So I'm assuming you're hoping, no news is good news, right? So, but if the sound is too soft, you need to tell us, and I totally have power to help you out. Yes? Yes? Okay, I'm going to check again until I get maybe verification. If you want this concert to start, people, you need to comment. Come on, it's up to you. They're here. I'm going to check one more time.
Just a little bit.
Do you want to start or do you want? Right. That's why I'm wondering if you want to. Do you want me to talk about other things? All right. The true host and MC is Julie Barnson. I happen to be Rachel Hedman. I'm the executive director of Story Crossroads. This is our 102nd house concert. So, wow, we're in triple digits now. It's exciting. And many of them have been at Julie's place. Well, Jay is part of the house too. So, Julie and Jay have opened up their home, and it's every June, which is really fantastic. And ever since they did this with their yard, we've been out here, and doesn't this feel great? Like, we know it's like in the 90s somewhere, but right here, it feels amazing. So for those who are streaming, I have no idea what temperatures you are experiencing, but it is amazing right here. Some things to know about Story Crossroads is that we have year-round events. So we don't just have our festival that just happened in May, but we also have our monthly house concert series. We have a monthly virtual workshop series. We have 10-week programs that we've done for youth as well as for older adults. And we actually, in August, we've done this for several years now, we have a 3-day story camp. So if you are in the ages of 8 to 17, this is in person, so sorry, streamers, you have to actually go to the Glendale Library in Salt Lake City, and it's free. You do need to sign up because there's permissions, and if you come all 3 days, then you can earn a Story Crossroads t-shirt. So if you know someone in that age range, you can let them know that they can find it not only on storycrossroads.org, but also through the Salt Lake City Library System. So it's on their calendar and good to go there. We also know that so many people make Story Crossroads possible. So people like you. We also have our regular funders. So we have Utah Humanities, which for the first time this year, we couldn't put them on. But I still want to talk about them because they've always been there, because their budget was cut. All 50 states, their budgets were cut. And so all the arts were struggling, including the humanities. And they have been with us from the beginning. They still have oral history grants. So they said, hey, maybe we can still be on your list and we'll do some oral history projects together. Like, yes, let's do it, because we love Utah Humanities. They've been around for over 50 years. So yes, we love them. We also love the Utah Division of Arts and Museums. They have funded us every year. And we also appreciate the Zoo, Arts, and Parks of Salt Lake County. We are in Salt Lake County. So yes, a big hurrah. They're one of our biggest funders. So let's really, just come on. Yes, big cheer. Yeah. All of them. We really appreciate all of them. And then Creative West. But I think I stalled enough. We're going to turn it over to the actual real MC who actually, owns this place. So let us bring to the stage Julie Barnson.
Thank you guys for coming. I heard from lots of people. I talked to people a lot about this event, and I heard, we're on vacation. We're at girls' camp. It's a 3-day weekend. And I was like, no. So thank you for coming. And welcome to Steffani. I've been doing this for 5 years in my backyard. I think one of the first house concerts was in my living room, but we can fit more people out here. So I was really glad to be able to do this. So 5th year in my backyard. Welcome to my backyard. And we are so glad to have Steffani Raff here. She is an amazing storyteller. She is one of those storytellers who, she has been perfecting her craft for a very long time. And, from the time she started, she was pushing storytelling in ways that were just so fun, whether it was creating storytelling cards or creating a curriculum or creating, books and things related to storytelling. She is just amazing. And so I am truly, truly honored to have her here telling stories. And we need your participation because we're choosing our own adventure today. So I'd like to welcome Steffani Raff.
Hey, thanks so much, everyone who joined us online, and thank you for everyone who is here in person. I am so glad you're here. I'm going to just put this up just a tiny bit. Is that good? Okay, great. The wizard cast a spell on the hero, transforming him into a dragon. Teeth snapped, flames curled at the edges of his mouth, and his nostrils. Smoke came out. If you want the dragon to eat the wizard, turn to page 42. If you want the wizard to realize his mistake and swap the spell, turn to page 94. These were the moments. These were the moments when I was reading a choose your own adventure novel. The moments where you could be both the reader and the author, where you could discover where your choices would lead. Now, I've always wanted to do this. So tonight, I have created a story that is one story, but it has a lot of different paths we can take. And the paths will be dependent on you. You will get to choose your own adventure tonight. There once was a king with 3 sons. The first one, as soon as he walked into the room, you knew exactly what he was about. Legendary. I am legendary. The second son, when he walked into the room, I am also legendary, like him. The third son, when he walked into the room, it was more like, oh, I tripped on a bucket. Well, this king was obsessed. He was obsessed with apples. I know, I didn't make this part up. This original story came from, or was based off of, a Grimm's fairy tale. So talk to the Grimm brothers. But that's what he was obsessed with. And I guess if you are a king, you can be obsessed with whatever you want. Daily, he would go out 564, 565, 566. One of my apples is missing. And there, in its place, was a golden feather. The king picked it up. He was officially obsessed with something else. Whatever bird left this golden feather, I must have it. A quest, a quest. He called his 3 sons to him. And he said, who is ready for a quest? The first son stepped forward. I was born ready. And so he was off. Over mountains and through valleys and into forests. And after weeks, he realized that questing is just a lot of hopeful walking. Why haven't I found this golden bird? How am I going to find this golden bird? The frustration, the anger, that all boiled up inside of him, and he just needed something to kick. He looked down, and there was an anthill. He got ready and was just about to kick the anthill when there was a flash of red, and there was a fox in the path. And the fox said, I wouldn't do that. Like I am going to listen to a talking fox. And he kicked that anthill. Ants and dirt went flying across the forest floor. The fox slunk back into the woods. And the first son came down the path and around the corner to 2 inns. One was colorful and filled with music, and the other was plain. He had a choice. Would he stay in the colorful inn or in the plain inn? And so do you. If you would like him to stay in the colorful inn, raise your hand. Okay? If you would like him to stay in the plain inn, raise your hand. Okay. Colorful inn it is. He opened the door to the colorful inn and was immediately whisked in to the music and the dancing. He danced and he danced and he danced and he danced and he kept dancing, even though he was tired. He thought, I just need a little something to drink. He went over to the counter, but his hand would not stop dancing. He tried to sit down, but his hips would not stop dancing. He, in fact, was in an enchanted inn and would not be able to stop dancing unless someone would rescue him. After months, the king was beside himself. He has not returned with my golden bird. Who is ready for a quest? The second son stood up. I was born ready as well, just like my brother. And he was off. He ended up in that same forest and feeling those same feelings of frustration. Hopeful walking was not legendary. It was boring. But he continued on. And as he did, he saw a still pond. It was so still, in fact, that the clouds reflected in its surface, and there along the side of the pond were ducks. They were so peaceful, so very peaceful, the kind of peaceful that he wanted to feel inside after having found the golden bird. Oh, it just filled him with fury. He grasped a handful of stones and started stomping toward the ducks. A flash of red, and there was the fox. I wouldn't do that. I am not taking advice from a mangy little fox like you. And he stomped forward and hurled the rocks. The ducks went flying, terrified. And he too came around the bend and saw the colorful inn filled with music and the plain inn. And he too had a choice, as do you. If you want him to stay in the colorful inn, raise your hand. If you want him to stay in the plain inn, raise your hand. Plain inn it is. And so he opened the door to the plain inn, and he had, the most wonderful meal of his life. It was so good. And the innkeeper led him to a bedroom, and the bed was so soft, he just sunk down into it. And he slept. And in the morning, he still slept. It was an enchanted inn. And he would not be free from that sleep until someone might rescue him. Well, after months, again, the king needed that golden bird. And so he called his third son to him. You were not born legendary. I don't even know if I should send you. Please, Father, please. I know I can find the golden bird. I'll find the golden bird and I'll bring it back. And I'll be like my brothers. I packed sandwiches. And so he sent his third son on that quest. And questing to this third son was a completely different experience. Well, he noticed the breeze, how cool it was as he walked along. He noticed the trees up ahead and the dappled shadows they made on the forest floor. He heard the bird song and the occasional rooster. And, well, he loved questing. As he was walking, he came into the forest, and that's when he saw, he knelt down. Well, it looks like your anthill has been destroyed. He scooped up the dirt and made a hill. I can't take care of the tunnels, little guys, but hopefully this helps. And then he continued on down the path. Well, it wasn't long before he came to that pond, that beautiful, still pond. And he said, "This is the perfect place to eat sandwiches." He sat down and pulled out his sandwiches and noticed that the ducks, well, they moved away in fear. He said, "Oh, no, 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 no. I am nothing to be afraid of. Come here. I'll share my sandwiches." And he threw the bread out to the ducks. As he continued down the path, he saw a flash of red. And there in the path before him was the fox. "Ah, I've been watching you. You never know how kindness might make its way back to you. It looks as though you might be on a quest." But the third son looked at the fox. "A talking fox? I have always wanted to meet a talking fox. Very rare, very rare. Oh, this is so exciting. How long have you been talking? And, yes, I mean, I am on a quest. My father sent me on a quest to get the golden bird, and this is remarkable." The fox, if he could smile, would have, but looked up and said, "I can help you with your quest. But first, I need you to do something for me. Are you willing?" "Well, of course. First, I meet a talking fox, and then I find out that you know where the golden bird is. I'm happy to help." "All right. Well, you're going to come around the bend and there will be 2 inns, a colorful inn and a plain inn. Don't sleep in either inn. They're both enchanted. Sleep under the stars tonight, and when you awake, I will lead you on your quest." "Well, thank you so much." And the third son slept under the stars that night. And when he woke, there was the fox. "Hi." "Are you ready to get going?" Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to get going." "All right. Before you can find the golden bird, I need you to find the golden horse. Can you find the golden horse for me? And then I can show you the way to the golden bird." "A golden horse? Sounds remarkable. I would be happy to find the golden horse." "All right, come with me." And the 2 made their way down the path and over a little valley where there was a deep river. And that is where they were stopped by an old woman named Granny Nightshade. Now, we will have to discover if she was more granny or if she was more witch. Who would like to roll the dice?
Okay. I want to use this table.
Perfect.
Oh, that is a nat 20.
Oh, wow. Nat 20. It doesn't get better than that. She, in fact, was the sweetest little granny you had ever seen. She looked up and said, "Oh, are you 2 going across the bridge? I usually stop people unless someone rolls a 20. But for you 2, free pass. And not only am I going to let you go across the bridge, I'm going to give you some more sandwiches." They packed up the sandwiches and headed across the bridge and up the hill. And there at the top of the hill was a castle. The fox looked at the third son. over there. Do you see? Do you see the stable? Do you hear the rooster? He's over there. In that stable is the golden horse. And inside that stable, there is a plain leather saddle, and a saddle that is golden and encrusted with jewels. You must choose which to saddle the horse with, and your choice will make a difference. Well, the third son waited until the moon was high in the sky and went down to the stable. He opened the stable door, and that horse was golden. It was beautiful. Oh, he walked right up to it. Well, you are the most beautiful horse I have ever seen, and you look a little hungry. Would you like an apple? The horse nibbled up that apple. And then the third son looked at the two saddles. He had a choice, and so do you. If you think he should choose the plain leather saddle, raise your hand. Ooh. If you think he should choose the golden encrusted saddle, jewel encrusted saddle, oh, the plain leather saddle takes it. So the third son looked at the saddles and thought, this saddle is beautiful and surely it would impress my father. But this leather saddle looks so much more comfortable. And so he took that leather saddle down and strapped it onto the horse. And in a fluid movement that he had practiced much, he grabbed hold of the horn and up and over the horse he went, only he kept going. He landed on the ground. That wasn't even a bucket. He grabbed hold of that horn. He put his foot in the stirrup and up and over he went and tumbled down again. Now I know how to mount a horse. He grabbed that horn. He went up and over and oof. That's when the horse looked at him. You can do that all day. This particular saddle is enchanted. Only my true owner can ride me. Oh. Who is your true rider? The Golden Princess. What is it about golden things in this quest? I don't understand. Well, if you were to bring me to the Golden Princess, you would be rewarded. I've got to find the golden bird, but in order to find the golden bird, I've got to bring the golden horse to the fox. I'm sure he wouldn't mind if we got a golden princess too. So the two snuck out of the kingdom, and they were on their way. The horse led the way. The fox was somewhere in the forest, but they figured he would catch up. They wandered over hills and around mountains until they came to it. A tower, a dark tower that went so far up into the sky. And around that tower were thorns and brackens, all surrounding it. The horse, the princess is in there. I was hoping that you were not going to say that, but I suppose I will find her. And so he knelt down on the ground, trying to find the best opening to get through that thorny thicket. That's when there was a flash of red, and there was the fox. Now, I'm so glad you're here. Advice. I need some advice. What do I do when I get in there? You are going to have to kiss the princess. That is the best advice you have given me all quest. But once the enchantment is broken, said the fox, you must not let her go back into the tower. Do not let her go back into the tower. All right. He got down on the ground and started maneuvering past thorns and scratched up all over his arms, and this thicket was just wide enough that he had plenty of time to overthink the kiss. I never actually kissed a girl before. Should I ask for permission? Yes, I should definitely ask for permission, but what if she doesn't give me permission and I can't break the enchantment? Do you leave your mouth open for a kiss, or do you close it? I mean, does it have to be a specific kind of kiss? He got his way through and looked up, and there he saw a golden statue of a princess. Oh, this is a lot less pressure than I was thinking. He pulled himself out of those thorns and he walked over and confidently pecked that golden statue on the cheek. Poof. That golden statue dematerialized, and all that was left on the ground was a tiny little frog. Well, that was unexpected. Please tell me you talk to Ribbit. Ribbit. Oh dear. Is that the princess? Is she now a frog? Is this a double enchantment? He was thinking too long, and the frog was hopping toward the pond that was just around to the left. Luckily, the third son had read enough fairy tales to know that if there is a frog in the story, you probably ought to kiss it. But how many frogs will he have to kiss?
2.
Oh, he rolled a 2. For those of you who are not familiar with D&D, this is not a good roll. He picked up a frog, and it was green and slimy and a little wiggly, and nothing. Still a frog. So he reached down and picked up another frog, and it was also green and also slimy, and nothing. Still a frog. Frog after frog. He picked up 69. 74. 88. Oh, they're so slimy. 99. Poof. The frog was gone. And there was the princess. And it turned out he didn't feel so bad about kissing so many frogs. She looked at him and said, you have broken my enchantment. Let's go. The wizard in this tower is awful. We have to escape. But first, I need to go inside. I have to get my shoes. You see, this wizard, he enchanted my whole kingdom. I don't even know where it is anymore. My father is gone, and those red shoes are the only thing I have left. My mother gave them to me just before she died. I have to go into the tower. The third son had a choice. Did he let the princess go into the tower, or would he convince her to come out with him? You have a choice as well. If you want him to let her go back into the tower, raise your hand. Okay, we have a few. If you want him to whisk her away from her mother's shoes, raise your hand. I know this is a hard choice. Listen, I know this is going to sound unbelievable, but just outside that thicket, there is a talking fox. And he has been guiding me on this quest, and he told me that I should not let you go into the tower, no matter what, because that wizard will stop us. So, can you trust me on this? And just come with me? But my mother's shoes. I know, I'm so sorry. All right. And so the two quietly and quickly made their way through all of those thorns. They came out scratched, but when they came out, she looked up. Goldie! Oh, Goldie! She ran to her horse and buried her head in the horse's mane. I never, ever thought I would see you again. Oh, Goldie! She mounted that horse and pulled him up behind her. You brought my horse. I never thought I would see my horse again, just like I will never see my mother's shoes again. Her wailing caught the attention of the wizard in the tower. And with his big booming voice, he said, "Silver armor far and wide, bring my prize back to my side." And with that, there was a clanking and a clattering inside the tower as all 1,000 suits of armor were completely enchanted and began to make their way marching out of the tower to capture the princess. They rode on the horse, and Goldie was a fast horse. But as they rode, well, the third son looked back. They're coming! They're coming! They're really close! What are we going to do? What are we going to do? The princess dug her hand into her pocket because it would not be happily ever after unless ball gowns had pockets. Do I have a cheer for that? Yes! Exactly. And she pulled out what did she pull out? It is up for you to decide. You have an idea? Yes? Tell me. A what? A baguette. Because she often got hungry on long journeys. She pulled out a baguette. This may or may not have been, placed in France. There it was, this long baguette. She said, "Quick, throw this over your shoulder." He said, "Why?" Just do it. So he threw that baguette over his shoulder, and when that baguette landed on the ground, it instantly turned into a giant mountain that took the space. That's some baguette. They kept going. And the armor, that enchanted silver armor, made its way up the mountain, losing a few pieces here and there. But it wasn't long before he turned around and said, "There are at least still 500 following us. What do we do now?" Well, she dug into her pocket, and this time she pulled out, if you have an idea, raise your hand. Yes. Kira. An ant. Not, not like an aunt and uncle, because ants have a hard time fitting in pockets. But tiny little ants, they're no problem. She pulled out an ant and handed it to him. "Be careful. Don't squish him. Just throw him over your shoulder. It'll be all right." "Okay," he said. He took that tiny little ant and whoop, threw it over his shoulder. When that ant landed, it became a giant ant, and it began to crawl around all of those enchanted silver suits of armor. Some it picked up, some it ripped apart. "Oh, we're going to be okay now." They kept going, and oh no, there's still some chasing after us. "It's all right." She dug into her pocket. "I've got one last thing." If you have an idea of what it was, raise your hand. Yes.
Pocket lint.
Pocket lint. It's an obvious choice. She pulled out that pocket lint and she said, "Quick, throw this pocket lint over your shoulder. It's fluffy, but I will." And he tossed it over his shoulder and it kind of floated down, wafted in the breeze, floated some more, wafted some more. And when it finally landed on the ground, it became thick, dark, smoke, impenetrable. The silver armor tumbled over each other in their speed and haste to find the princess. Silver armored arms flew off, and helmets and feet. And I bet you didn't know they had feet on silver armor, but they do. I think we're in the clear. She slowed down the horse, for the horse was tired and thirsty. And the third son looked at her. "Hi. In our haste to escape, I never asked your name. What is your name?" "Ronwin. My name is Ronwin." "Well, Ronwin, it's lovely to meet you. And what is your name?" "The third son. That's all anyone ever called me." "The third son." "The third son? What a terrible name!" "No. How about third son? Third son. Thurston. 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 I like the sound of that. Thank you." And they saw a flash of red, and there was the fox. "I see that you have managed to get the golden princess free, and you have the golden horse. Nice work. The princess princess looked at the fox and said, "Oh, you're right! There was a talking fox! I've never actually seen a talking fox. I've only heard stories, but there he is, right there." "Yes, now we must get the golden bird so that I can return to my father and show him what I can do." "Yes," said the fox, I really hate to tell you this, but retrieving the golden bird is going to put both of your lives in peril. We're getting used to it by now." Well, the ogre of the woods currently possesses the golden bird. You will have to go to his lair, and he will want to eat you. It is what ogres do best. And so you need to be prepared. When he says he's going to eat you, ask him for an impossible task to do in exchange for your life. Do that task, and you may come out alive. And if not, remember this. Ogres are attached to deep earth magic. And should he go back on his word, remember that neither man nor beast can destroy him, and that you must offer him a gift that is not a gift while you are neither eating nor fasting. Good luck.
What?
The fox slunk back into the forest, and the two were left to decide. Well, let's go. And so they walked into the woods. It got darker and deeper. It was the kind of dark and deep that you could feel eyes watching you, that you could feel that wet, dank darkness surrounding you. But up ahead they saw a light, and they made their way to it. It was in a cave, and there it was, a warm and crackling fire. Amidst all this darkness, it was a warm and comforting sight, until the ogre grabbed them from behind. Dinner. Oh. That's when they noticed the very large cooking pot hanging above the fire. Just big enough for 2 people. Listen. The first son cleared his throat. Isn't there some kind of impossible task we can do to stop this terrible thing from happening? We would prefer not to be eaten. Oh. The ogre grabbed a bone and licked it. Well, there is, yes, 2 things you could do for me. 2 things you could do for me. The fairies have taken my pearls, my 1,000 pearls, and scattered them throughout the forest. He took the bone in his hands and broke it. And they've also hidden my key in the pond. If you can find those 2 things for me, then perhaps I will let you go free. He tied them both around the waist, giving them a long length of rope so that they would not escape. He could always pull them back. And the 2 went into the forest They searched for hours and hours. And they had only found 6 pearls. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. I don't know if we will either, but we have to try. I just, how can we find the pearls before the sun sets? They continued to pad around in the dirt, and that is when the 3rd son, Thurston, looked up and saw a speck of white coming toward him. And then another, and another, and another, and another. They came closer, and his hands were on the ground. A tiny little ant, not the one that got thrown out and over the shoulder. Just so we're clear. But a tiny ant carried a pearl onto his hands and dropped it. Ant after ant, hundreds of ants came and brought their offering. What kind of magic is this? We have them. We have the pearls. We just have to find the key. They walked over, well, actually, the princess put the pearls in her pockets so that they wouldn't be lost. And they walked over to the pond. Do you swim? I'm afraid not. Do you? I can't say that I have ever learned, but I will try. And Thurston walked out into the water, got up to his thighs, and it was cold, but he had to try. And that's when he saw them. Not the airplane overhead, but the ducks. The ducks were flying overhead, and one dove down into the pond and came back up, and another dove down into the pond and came back up. Duck after duck went into the pond and out until one duck came out with something shining in its beak and flew it to Thurston. Thurston held out his hand, and the duck dropped the key that they had sought into it. He held it tight. We have it. We have it. Where did you go? The princess was in a bunch of wildflowers that were just on the edge of the trees. Oh, we have the key. Let's go. And so the two made their way back up to the ogre's lair. They presented, before they went up to the before they went up to the ogre's lair, she gave him the pearls from her pockets and had him hold the key. You present these to the ogre. I need to do something else. All right. So they went up to the ogre's lair and handed him the pearls and the key. The key, and all my pearls. And now I will eat you. I am really hungry. He yanked the ropes toward him, and the two were forced into his smell. Oh. But the princess stayed calm. I have a gift for you. She held her hands cupped out. The ogre opened his 2 grubby, large hands to receive it. She went to give it to him and opened her hands, and out fluttered a butterfly. A gift that is not a gift. What? How did you know? How do you know that ancient magic? This is impossible, but I see that you are not eating, so that must mean that you are fasting. Supper time. Not so. She showed the ogre a little piece of bark she had in her teeth. I have this piece of bark in my mouth that I am not swallowing. Therefore, you cannot say that I am eating. And I have something in my mouth that I am sucking. So you cannot say that I am fasting. What? Who told you this? Who told you this magic? But neither man nor beast can destroy me. Well, it is a very good thing then that I am neither man nor beast. I am a woman. And with that, the ogre was sucked back down into the earth by the ancient magic. The third son, Thurston, looked at the princess. You are legendary. Thank you. Let's get these ropes untied and get out of here. They had to find a knife to free themselves from the ropes. And Thurston looked up and said, "It's the golden bird. The golden bird. I've done it. I can take it back to my father, and he will see me for who I am. I can't believe it." They grabbed the golden bird, and out and down that dark forest they went until they were back on the path. That's when they saw a flash of red. I almost hate to tell you this. It was the fox. But around the corner, there are two inns. One is colorful and filled with music, and the other is plain. And your two brothers are prisoners inside. Unless you would like to free them. Okay. Thurston had a choice. Leave his brothers to their fate or free both of his brothers. And you also have a choice. If you would like Thurston to free his brothers, raise your hand. Okay? If you would like Thurston to leave his brothers to their fate, raise your hand. We see who does not love their siblings. But the majority say, free them. He looked at the fox and said, I don't know how to free them, but I must. My father would be so sad if they were enchanted forever. This is easy, for you have all that you need. You must take the golden bird to the plain inn and let the bird sing through the window. And then you must take the horse, that golden horse, and let him into the inn and grab off your brother's hat, and they shall both be free. Oh, Thurston did as he was told, and that bird sang. They had never actually heard the bird sing before. It was awful and also powerful. It woke up everyone in the enchanted sleeping inn, never to sleep again. And then he led that golden horse into the fray of the dance, and he pulled that hat off of that brother, and he came out exhausted. And both brothers looked at their younger brother. What? How are you here? How long have I been asleep? How long have I been dancing? It feels like decades. I don't know, but we have just set you free. You have the golden bird. And what is this golden horse and princess too? The two brothers grabbed Thurston, hit him on the head with a rock, and threw him into the river. This is what happens sometimes when you are kind to your siblings. But not always. Not always. The two older brothers took the golden cage with the golden bird inside, the golden horse, and dragged the princess away, crying. And back to their father they went. For after all, they were legendary. They had no doubt that their father would not be surprised that the third son never returned. But that was not the case, for the fox, ever mindful of Thurston, jumped into the water after him and pulled him back to safety. When Thurston came to, he was soaking wet and shivering and distraught. I don't understand. How could they do that to me? Now I have nothing. I will never be legendary. I don't have a golden bird. I don't have the golden horse. I don't have Ronwin. I don't have Ronwin. I have nothing. The fox nuzzled his nose up to Thurston. So, you are not legendary. But what do you have? What are you? I don't know. I'm just the kind of man who trips over buckets. I'm just the kind of man who notices anthills and tries to fix them up and shares sandwiches with ducks. Just the kind of man who walks with a golden horse, believing that the golden horse is going to lead him to a princess. And oh man, I am just the kind of person who kisses a lot of frogs. Just the kind of person that recognizes a remarkable woman when I meet one. I'm just the kind of person who trusts in talking foxes. The fox looked up at Thurston. And that's not legendary. It's better. That's noble. Oh. Thurston stood up. I am going back to my father's castle. Yes, you are. And you must either go dressed as yourself or perhaps dressed as a beggar. Thurston had a choice, and so do you. If you would like Thurston to be dressed as a beggar, raise your hand. Okay? If you would like Thurston to be dressed as himself, raise your hand. Okay, ooh, this one was close. Thurston made his way back to the castle, and when he got into the kingdom below, he found a beggar and offered him his royal clothing. The beggar accepted and swapped clothing. Thurston was dressed in tatters and had a cloak over his head. He bent down as if bent with age and made his way up to the castle. He knew where they would be this time of day, in the courtyard, and so he made his way there. His father, the king, his 2 brothers, and the princess. Things had not turned so happily ever after at the castle. The princess was still crying loudly. The golden bird would not make a sound, and the golden horse was withering away, for she would not eat anything. Thurston approached the group. Your Majesty, I have a grievance to bring up with thee. You, a grievance to bring up with me? Yes, I do. It's rather a long story, but I shall tell it. And Thurston told the king the story I just told you. Bronwyn ran to his side and threw the cloak off. It is you! You're alive! You're alive! The bird began to sing. Oh. The king and the rest of the court decided that they liked the silent bird better. But inside the stables could be heard the whinnying of a very strong and healthy horse. There was music, there was dancing, there was celebration, and then there was the king. I never would have guessed. You are legendary. And what shall I do with your scallywag brothers? I could throw them out into a kingdom far away. I could throw them into the dungeon for the rest of their lives. I've heard that there are 2 enchanted inns in the kingdom next. We could put them there. But Thurston, who had experienced so much and understood the gift of mercy and kindness from the fox, said, No, let them be. They still need choices so that they might change their ways. And so the king let them be. And if you are anything like me, this story can't end. Because what about the talking fox? Don't we want to know what happens to the talking fox? Yes, we do. The next day, Sterling and Ronwyn were walking through the garden when they saw a flash of red, and there was the talking fox. It looks as though everything has come together for you. Your kingdom is happy, and you have accomplished all you have set out to do. Yes, I have. But more importantly than that, I have learned from you. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. Is there anything I can do for you? You who have helped me so much. The fox looked up at Thurston. Yes, there is something, and you're not going to like it. The only thing I need now is for you to chop off all 4 of my paws. Yes, I know. And I will tell you that in the Grimm's version of this story, it's also his head. I pulled back a little. Thurston had a choice. Would he return the fox's kindness with such barbarity? Or would he refuse the fox his one request? If you want him to refuse the fox, raise your hand. If you want him to chop off all 4 of those paws, raise your hand. He got a very sharp knife. And the whole thought of it was making his stomach turn. He sat down and held that fox so gently in his hands. And then he closed his eyes because he could not actually look at what he was about to do. Not a sound came from the fox. And when Thurston looked, there was a king standing in front of him. Bronwyn saw that king and cried out, "Father! Father, it's you!" She ran to his side and he held her in his arms. "Bronwyn, my dear Bronwyn, we are together again. And you," he looked at Thurston still on the ground, you will always have a place of honor in my kingdom." And the princess interrupted. "A place of honor at my side. Should you decide to come with us?" Thurston had a choice, and so do you. Will he stay with his father and his brothers? Or will he leave his home behind and travel with the Princess Bronwyn and the Fox King? That is not a choice for you to make now. For stories only end when there are not choices to be made. So make those choices and keep telling stories. Thank you for coming.
It's celebration confetti.
Confetti! Actually, napkins!
A beautiful explosion of white confetti comes flying over. It was lovely. Everybody give her a hand again. Now here's what's awesome. Steffani, you need to come back, please. Because you're telling this story again tomorrow night.
Oh, yes.
And you need to tell everybody about it.
Okay. So, thank you, first of all, for coming. You were such a fantastic audience. I loved telling the story to you, and I'm so grateful you came. Tomorrow, I actually was commissioned to put this idea together by Premier Brass. They are a 30-piece brass ensemble that plays in Utah County. They will be playing at the Provo North Park, which is, I think, 500 North, 500 West. And it's a concert in the park. It's free to go to. You can just sit out blankets or bring lawn chairs. And tomorrow, this story is going to look different. One, because we will have a different audience. And truly, the choices that you make change the story, depending on what you choose. And the only thing that would really make a choose your own adventure book or story even better would be a live soundtrack. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to play music, and we've collaborated together to make this really fun concert. So I invite you to come if you would like. Bring your friends and try and get me to choose, or try and get me to tell a different part of the story, right? But thank you for coming tonight.
North Provo Park.
North Provo Park.
What time?
Oh yes.
Go ahead.
I guess I should tell you what time. North Provo Park at 7 o'clock. It's the park that's right by the rec center. If you're familiar with Provo at all, there's a big green grassy park with lots of trees. It'll be a really lovely spot.
We know this park well because we used to sword fight there every Thursday night. They're still doing it over there, is what I hear. So if you're there Thursday night, they're still sword fighting. We started that. I have cookies in the back that are inspired by summer. I have strawberry cookies, I have blueberry cookies, and I have lemon cookies, each in a different form. So thank you again for coming and supporting Story Crossroads.
Let's have another big round of applause to the Barnsons for hosting. That's always wonderful. Also, of course, for Steffani again. And then you're like, I need another house concert. So it's going to be on the 20th again, but it's a Monday. So Monday, July 20th, will be the next house concert. If you can't make it, it does stream, and you can catch it if you're suddenly, oh no, I'm not there. It's going to be actually at my place in West Jordan. And we have David Bullock, who will be performing for us. And he is well known for his mining tales. Sometimes he might throw in a Tommy Knocker story. You never know. But either way, it's going to be fun. Every house concert has been fantastic. So that'll be our 103rd. But you experienced the 102nd. Yay! And then I know many of you have already done this, but you can welcome to come to the house concerts whether or not you donate. But if you can, there is storycrossroads.org/donate. You can go there. There's some QR codes in the back by the refreshments. For those who are streaming, you have that QR code right there on your screen. You can just scan that, and that helps not only Steffani, the wonderful story artist, but also Story Crossroads. So it makes a big difference, especially with arts funding being a little interesting these days. So any bit makes a big difference, and you're supporting the arts. So I better release you. If you're streaming, I give you full permission to go find some kind of snack in your fridge or pantry. The rest of us, in person has its perks. We're gonna enjoy those strawberry, lemon, and blueberry cookies. Thank you, everyone.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I will stay.
You're not allowed to move. Thanks for coming.
We're all shy. We're all new.
I would be in a stable spot.
That happens sometimes.
How
many people are watching?
Your house.
You liked it? It's good.